Welcome to Box, your ultimate football magazine show where we dive into the world of soccer, highlighting the thrilling journey of our champions, African Stars Football Club. My name is Penny Helu, I am your host, and today we have an exciting lineup in store for you. From match analysis to player and coach interviews, get ready for an action-packed episode that you don't want to miss. But first, let's take a quick back look at the highlights from last week's action-packed match that has set the stage for today's discussion.
Lungu. He's got a clever left foot. And there it is. And Disuru has been caught out. My goodness. And what a calamity. And my goodness, if that wasn't a foul, the ball did hit the blue waters as Sydney gets an opening here. My goodness! Oh! Putting in the ball and Sydney. Oh, offside. Kambatu can see the pass and Jucha can see the goal.
It's game over. Brilliant counter attack there.
Now, it's time to unpack the latest high-profile match that occurred last weekend, Orlando Pirates versus African Stars. And with me in studio today, I have Emmanuel Nkara, our lead commentator and a soccer expert in his own right. Thank you very much for joining us today, Emmanuel.
Yeah, no, if it's about football, I'm always here and welcome, so thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. And to his left, we have Mr. Zico Shaderua, who himself was a former African Stars soccer player. Excuse me. Thank you very much for joining us in studio today, Mr. Zico.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks for the invite. I'm excited to be here talking about football. That will be exciting.
Yeah, I'm sure, especially considering you were a former African Star soccer player yourself. I'm sure it must be very meaningful for you to be able to give, your 2 cents on the topic.
It is. I love African Stars. I love football.
Yeah.
So when I talk from my heart.
Yeah. No, exciting. No, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here. So today, we basically just want to sort of unpack what happened last weekend between the rival teams. And, considering their history and especially because they were the first match to start or to open the league, the Deberine league. So basically, I wanted to know exactly, we were all there. Starting off in the first half of the game, both teams had a lot of spirit. They both African Stars did take a loss, unfortunately, prior to that, match. However, coming onto the field, you could really tell that both teams had something to prove. Maybe we can just sort of start from the beginning and how you guys felt. Maybe start with Emmanuel and see how you felt about, the first, maybe let's say 20 minutes of the team. Were your predictions? How did you feel about it?
Well, I can even start from before the kickoff actually happened. Of course, African Stars were in a very important CAF Champions League qualifying game against Power Dynamos. And hey, a lot can be said about what happened in that game. But it was interesting to see how the team would come out for this Tura derby against Orlando Pirates. And yeah, no, the first 20 minutes, as you said, they were tense. They were, highly contested. Both teams were really looking for it. But in the pre-match, we kind of had a sense that one team will shine.
Yeah.
And within 30 minutes, one team did shine.
Yeah, that's very true. Mrs. Zico?
Yeah, that is true. Because the African Stars had a lot of preparation. Maybe it was a blessing. They were in CAF. They decided to take part in the CAF Champions League. It was very important, and it showed they were already balanced. And then we knew when Orlando Pirates when they came, it is not so easy because the preseason, we didn't hear them having a good preseason because most teams were still assembling squads. Remember,
right.
I don't know why it is that that. most teams were still assembling squad up to the last week before the league kickoff.
Okay.
So African Stars, they had that advantage. And then, but don't forget the pedigree, the history between them. Orlando Pirates always come to the fore when playing against African Stars. I like the vibe the supporters are bringing to the stadium.
Right.
That is the history. And I like that from Orlando Pirates.
No, I agree, especially in your comment about how they weren't as well prepared as African Stars. I mean, we did speak about how the form of African Stars versus Orlando Pirates was also really one of their biggest crippling factor. And I mean, even just how, I mean, both teams, with the Orlando Pirates goal versus obviously African Stars 3 goals, it was a situation of them sort of trying to keep themselves together and not fall apart as much as they were trying to really necessarily win the match. So with that, I think African Stars preparation, apart from skill, I would also say, because I mean both teams are really well skilled in the game. So if it's contesting the abilities to play football, I don't think that's really anything you can take away from Orlando Pirates. But I feel like the discipline and the form, maybe especially because you were very specific in that context. Maybe you want to give us a bit more.
Star players. While all the other, players are maybe battling, trying to find their feet, there's always a star player that's going to come out and say, okay, let me take the ball, let me show the people, let me show the Red Army why I am this player.
Yeah, and it was actually a very clean shot from his part as well. I mean, even speaking to his second goal, which was also very clever, I think, in his approach to it. But also, like you say, the assist, especially you say, you just get Willie the ball and he'll know what to do with it. Right?
Yeah, that's true, that what Emmanuel alluded to. They are building a very good relationship. They are always understanding each other. When Awilo make a run, Kambato knows where to put it. And Awilo's experience also, it's showing. The way he took it, the first touch, just put it in front of the defender, put his body between himself and the ball, and then made sure he slot it in the corner.
Yeah, but then we wonder what exactly is it about African Stars and their techniques and abilities to execute very well structured strategies versus sort of what you would think with Orlando Pirates. They're just looking for a chance to get a clean shot at best, but even then you'd have to get past the defense, which is now another discussion with African Stars.
I think you're alluding to the third goal of the game, which was Orlando Pirates' goal. But of course, the second goal came from, as you said, cleverly from Stefanus again. It was Lungu that, for me, a player to watch. Joseph Lungu on the left put that cross in, and Stefanus just cleverly came. He snuck in from the back, and he just tapped it in with the outside of his right foot. But
because I almost didn't see it. I was like, what? Oh.
That is the experience.
It was very, I was like, wow.
That is the experience that I was talking about. You know, when a player makes those late runs into the box, when no one is expecting it. The defenders thought they will just clear it easily, and then he just necked in.
Beautiful. So
beautiful.
I think I might have cut you off there. If you may want to go back, apologies.
But the defensive frailties of Stars were a little bit shown. Desiro had a moment there. Obviously, the ball was passed to him from Lungu. A tame pass, back pass to your goalkeeper. He just lost eyesight of the ball, and he miscontrolled it, and it bounced very heavily. Sadney then took a shot. It was going in goal, and unfortunately, on professional team sheets, it was an own goal by Martin, who was trying to clear it out. But at the end of the game, Desiro, we were always watching him. He's saying, is his head on today? The rest of the game, he was fine.
Yeah, because Lungu, I don't know whether it was necessary to play that, the back pass, because the attackers were onto the goalkeeper in a flash. So I don't know whether it was the right decision to pass it back. And also the control from Desiro. He tried to control it. I don't know whether it bounced awkwardly when it came to him, or whether it tried to control it instead of clearing it one time. Maybe they wanted to build confidence, because it was 1-0 for African Stars during that time. And then the equalizer just came out of nothing.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we did discuss that came halftime, and sorry, but then they did have the one up before halftime. Yes. African Stars had his second goal. And then we had the discussion where we said that if in the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes, if Orlando Pirates does not score their redeeming goal to equalize, then they'll have lost the match. And in that moment, when Udikob missed, he just because I was telling Emmanuel that I would have really wanted to see what the game would have looked like if they got that equalizer, because then we would have been talking about the finish line, because that would have been really, it would have changed a lot of dynamic within the match. So maybe we can just talk about that experience, that moment in that second half, because the tables tipped after that first, was it 11th, 12th minute when he missed the goal.
I told her, I said the first 10 minutes is going to be important. Did you experience the first?
And then it is not only last Saturday against Orlando Pirates. Even during our times, we knew when to be alert.
Right.
First 15 minutes, last 15 minutes before the halftime, 15 minutes after. Those sequences. We always knew what will happen when to be alert. So it is not funny, and it's not awkward. It is the reality.
It's reality.
That is the time you have to be alert against against Orlando Pirates. I don't know why.
But I
and then
think
if it went in,
I think they realized, though, they did definitely. They realized that was their time to sort of define it in that moment. It was a very, very hot match.
And the chance was almost identical to Kambatu giving the ball to Stefanos for the first goal.
Yes.
It was Patrick who put over the ball to Sadney, and he did exactly what he had to do. And it just hit the post. So we were like, there it is. But that was the last chance. We knew it was the last chance, and eventually it was the last chance for Pirates to actually have a foot in the game.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 0613077728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
We've had the privilege of sitting down with Edmund Kambanda, the backbone of the African Stars defense. Let's hear from the man himself about his journey, his challenges, and his aspirations.
Hi, my name is Terence Mukasa and you are watching Box to Box. Joining us today is Edmund Kambanda. Edmund Kambanda, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Okay, so can you kindly share a standout moment from your soccer career that has a lasting impact on you?
So actually, it's a very, very good question that I think everybody really wants to know what I did achieve throughout my football career. But my most standout moments is I was called by the national team at the age of 16 years old. And even though I did go through stages like under 15, under 17, and under 20, plus the under 23 also, but I think it was like an honor for me to be called up at the age of 16 years old. So to me, it was a very, very, very big honor that I did. And plus me winning the Marine Cup and with African Star last season, it was also an honor also too. And I also did. Plus my achievement during my journey with the national team, I also did qualify for the CHAN. Qualification we did qualify for the CHAN plus the AFCON build, which are those very, very big competition. So
So how do you balance your demands of a professional soccer career with that of your personal life?
Oh yeah, it's also quite a good question. When it comes to your personal life with football, it's always a big challenge. But football is there's a very high pressure and a very stressful environment. I do cope up because to me it's not only actually about football that I'm always more focused on. I also do have other things to do. I have my own company that I'm mostly in construction, so I always have to do my schedules in a very proper way, which I can manage my football career and my normal life interests.
Speaking about football and normal life, what inspired you to pursue a career in football, and who has been your biggest influence along the way?
I think what inspired me and what made me to become a football player. I think it's actually in our DNA because my dad was a footballer. Probably from my dad's side, I maybe four brothers, which are also football players. And so my older brother was a football player. He used to play like for the former Orlando Pirates based in South Africa. He also used to play like for Orlando Pirates based in Namibia. So I think football is in our blood. So I think my dad is our most influenced player. So I always used to see my dad playing. So I think he's the most influenced player. And he made me become a player. And yeah.
Okay, so can you briefly discuss any challenges you faced in your career and how you overcame them to reach your current level of success?
I've encountered too many challenges in life because one has to be more focused when it comes to football because there are always like on and off seasons whereby there is no football in the country. So you really need to maintain like your fitness. You really need to maintain like your balance. So it's not a very easy thing, but yeah, I think it's quite challenging for that.
Okay, so taking you outside of your football career, what are your favorite hobbies or activities that help you unwind and relax?
Actually, I don't have quite an hobby that I can say, but mostly off season, I always like spend time with my kids. Mostly I'm just with my kids, so that's the only thing that can make me more relaxed about me spending time with my family and my kids.
Isn't so, yeah. Okay, taking you back to the goal you scored against Power Dynamos, the header.
Yeah.
Seems like these days you've been scoring with the head more of the foot. How did you feel after scoring that goal?
I feel like it was a very good feeling, which it boosted me more on my confidence, more on my skills. So I apparently think that currently I'm in a very good form and good shape. So it's not only about that goal that I scored. It's like the next when I was called up recently now, we went to go play in Zimbabwe for the national team. And so I also did score there. And I also did have the chance to score 2 goals, but I couldn't manage. What I'm trying to say is that I'm currently now in a very good form, so I'm very happy about myself. Because I think it's just because I was pushing myself very, very hard. So yeah, I managed to do that.
So that's all for today. That's all from Edmund Kambanda as well. Taking it back to Penny.
Brace yourselves for the excitement ahead. In our match preview, we will analyze the history behind the upcoming clash, the form of both teams, and the potential game changers that could turn the tide. Get ready for the ultimate showdown. So now we are looking to the next matches in the league. Next week we are approaching a double header where African Stars will be facing off Young African on the 30th of September, and also on the 1st of October we'll be facing off FC Ongos. But I do know that African Stars has history with both teams, so I think it's a home game, right? So this is definitely their comfortable grounds and they control things here, and so it's sort of wanting to ask okay, let's start with Young African. How do you anticipate, and I mean also considering I feel like African Stars coming from Power Dynamo, having their first win now against Orlando Pirates, I feel like they're on a momentum, they're somewhere where they feel like they don't necessarily want to lose anything at this point. So how do you think that, how do you guys feel that will play down?
Well, Young African is, it's in the name, really what it is. And they finished around 10th last season. The 2 games that African Stars had with them last season, both were 1-0 wins, 2 stars. But you never have to, a double header is very tricky because the legs might come into play.
Sure.
And of course, African Stars are champions and they've experienced these things before. But you never know how, you know, transfers and talismans are going out of the team, and now new players are coming into the team, how they are going to adapt to a double header. So, but young African maybe have an opportunity to nick a goal. I don't know about a point, but nick a goal, and we'll have to see on both games.
That's fair.
Yeah, young African have never been an easy customer. They've always been tricky since they came into the league. Not comfortable to beat. Always close scoreline. 1-0 both legs, as you said, both rounds. So, and then I don't know, maybe the guy they acquired someone from South Africa who played for Orlando Pirates and then went to Mozambique. In Zimbabwe is now maybe making his debut against us on Saturday. So, young African, we should be very, very aware.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task. Mali Garidamo is building a team there in Zimbabwe. I've
learned something about being a champion. It's a lot harder to keep your title than it is to lose it, because everyone's always gunning for it. So it's always good to always keep, stay away. Never want to underestimate your opponents. But that is really interesting to know. But it's also considering the fact that both teams don't have the disadvantage that our team has, considering it's a double header for us in this capacity now, you know. So then we'd be wondering how would we fare against FC Ongos on Sunday? How do you think would there be fatigue that might, I don't know, how as an experienced soccer player yourself, sir?
We played double headers. We traveled the country around, so nowadays the guys are tired. They can't afford to play 2 games during the weekend. But I think the depth is there for African Stars. We could see Lungu can come in, Jackson Johannes can come in the other day. I think if Habira can recover, then we have depth also in the center back positions. So I think it is they can. The coach can play around with them as he wish. I think the experience is there. Luckily, but that point, Dynamos, it came as a blessing. Yeah,
and I think also especially because now they're able to sort of, or at least African Stars as a team are able to now restructure and re-strategize using, this current league in its entirety, and sort of pick up or learn from what they didn't learn before, and rebuild, and then we try again. Yeah.
And Ongos FC won their first game.
Right.
Young African lost their first game, but Ongos won their first game. They are one to watch. They're one to watch. They came around 7th last season, so it's a team that also has a good, what do we call it? A good marketing scheme around them. Their board are really pushing into their football team and such. I saw the unveiling of their 2 kits, the away kit and the home kit. So it's a team that's focused. They would want to take advantage of the tired legs if there are any. But as Zico said, depth is key. And African Stars has depth.
Right.
So anyone can come in and get 3 points for Stars.
Right. So then
that's another team also who was never easy. Former Tura Magic, they were never easy to beat. They were tricky with us. We struggled to get points off them. Not easy.
So that's good to know, because that gives us a good challenge. But thank you very much, gentlemen, and I will see you guys at the next match. We will be back here to discuss some more.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So let's take a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061307728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
Football isn't just a game. It's a way of life for many fans across the globe. So we took to a local sports bar to witness the unfiltered emotions, predictions, and reactions of the dedicated African Star supporters. Let's have a look and see what they had to say.
Thank you, Penny. So we're here at Bila's Port in Katutura with one of the big supporters of African Stars, Bilas. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So, what are your expectations of the coming season for African Stars?
I'm good. As you heard, my name is Bila Kanji. I'm a supporter of African Stars. Our expectation is just the same like last season. All we want as supporters, we just want the team to win all the games, and hopefully we go back to Africa again.
Do you think it's going to be a full season of wins as the last one, undefeated, except for the one against Tigers, or how do you think it's going to play? Not Tigers, but Blue Waters, yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be waiting because we got new players. And yeah, it will be a good season for our season. We got new players from Nigeria, Zambia, so we'll be waiting and see.
What's your expectations, or how did you see the performances from the team so far? As you've seen, we had the CAF Champions League where we got knocked out, but there were some good performances from the likes of Adiwo, who scored a goal in the first game. How do you see the guys faring this time around?
The team had a good first leg against Power Dynamos in South Africa. They played very well. The likes of Weturu Kambato, Besh Maharero, and the new guy that you may just mention, Adiwo. They had a good game, but the second leg, obviously, is Africa. In Zambia against Power Dynamo second leg. From my opinion, they were robbed. We were really robbed, but we can't cry, we move.
Yeah. And lastly, how do you plan on supporting African Stars this year? Are you going to be at the games? Are you going to be watching on TV? Or are you going to be following on social media? What are you checking out there?
This coming season, just like last season, obviously I'll be at the field. Every game I'll be following the team. Even we are out to Hobabes or Valesby, I'll be with the team.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So that's it for now. Back to you, Penny.
It's time to take your game to the next level. So watch closely as our special guest demonstrates some mind-blowing skills and our experts break down techniques that you can incorporate in your own play. And that wraps up this electrifying episode of Box to Box. We've covered everything from thrilling matches to unforgettable interviews and in-depth analysis. Make sure you tune in next week, where we'll continue to celebrate the magic and passion of African Stars Football Club. Until then, keep the football fever alive. Goodbye.